Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Unstoppable Pursuit podcast, where we're pushing the limits in business, life, and health. And today is episode 20.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. I'm Brian Benson. Next to me is that guy. He's been mistaken for Dwayne Johnson only one time in his life, Michael Stull. And today we're talking about motivators, but you want to read How to Dominate Your Day first,
Yes.
and then I'll go into the book here that we're going to be working through these motivators.
Yes. All right, here we go from Dominate Your Day. Let go of the things that hold no value in your life or that hold you back. Surround yourself with people who bring you up, not down. Surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you, not the mess in you. To accept status quo or to live your life concerned with what others would think you would not only be foolish, but be a waste of your precious time. Your passion, your vision, your idea of happiness and success is yours. You will see that through with time. You own that and will live it out if that is what you truly want and feel for your life. Being true to who you are and adding value to the lives of others is very important. Giving and serving others well in mass quantities determines your net worth. But you know what keeps the world going around? You need to be receptive too. When you give, you need to be also open to receiving. That keeps the cycle going. Others want to give, and it would be selfish not to receive and break that cycle. Always remember too, life is not necessarily made up of all the goals we achieve. Those are temporary. It's the day-to-day living and struggles we face that truly make up life. So with that being said, think about the journey you are on right now as you listen to this podcast. Are you going in a direction that you want? Are you enjoying the journey? Are you waking up and putting your feet on the ground? Thankful to have another day to leave your impact and see out your passion. There's a quote at the bottom that says, "A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him." And that quote is from David Brinkley.
Wow, dude, that was a good one.
I like
man.
that quote at the
Yeah,
end.
I
A
like that
successful
quote,
man
too.
is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. All right.
We're going to get started here. We're going to read, and a lot of this content, we got to give credit. So it's called What Motivates Me? Put Your Passions to Work. It's by Adrian, Gostick, and Chester Elton. It's an amazing book. But they actually, what we're going to go through is they've done tests on, I think it was somewhere around like 85,000 companies and all these different people on all the different motivators, like the main 23 motivators. We're only going to go through 10 of them, 10 of our favorites that we chose, and maybe we can do like another 10 another episode, but these are 23, but we again are choosing 10 of the most common motivators for people, and we're really excited about it because that intrinsic motivation is so big, especially at companies when you're trying to get your employees to care like about as much about your job and your business as much as they want to, like fulfillment wise and everything. It all comes down to getting them motivated. What motivates each individual, because we're all different.
Right, and we've talked about motivation in a previous podcast, but now we're going to dig a little deeper. So we're going to get started with this. So the first one on the list is challenge. This motivator leads people to thrive when tackling difficult issues and overcoming obstacles or roadblocks. When things get really hard, those motivated by challenge feel they're at their best. They will usually keep going no matter what they face, and they revel taking at the perplexing, difficult, or even seemingly impossible.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to like continue going, but I got excited because that just makes me think so much of an entrepreneur right there. Is like they get so excited at problem solving and going against the grain and like getting through challenges. Like, how can I solve this? How can I push through this obstacle in my life? And like, if more of us felt that way about other things, whether it's in business, life, or health, you're always going to come up with, there's going to be a challenge. Yeah. It's adverse, right? You should be excited and motivated by that. And I think I personally feel motivated by the challenge when I like used to play soccer and sports. Like I knew it was going to be tough. I knew there was a guy trying to get my position, but I was going to be motivated by it. So.
Yeah, and I would say the common denominator for all entrepreneurs truly is challenge, because an entrepreneur says, I don't want to take the easy route and go to a 9-to-5 and just simply collect a paycheck. That's not challenging.
No.
I want to put my back against the wall where I have no other option other than to tackle this challenge in front of me and try to succeed, basically.
Yeah. And if I were a business owner and I was to look at my employees, like, I would want to find out if somebody's motivated by challenge, right? Are they just coming to work like clocking in? Yeah.
Right.
And maybe that's not fulfilling to them, and maybe they're a great employee, but we just haven't, like, that hasn't surfaced. We didn't know we were giving them the most mundane, easy work.
Right.
When they wanted to be challenged, they were motivated by it.
Well said, well said.
So the next one is excelling. This motivator leads people to crave the feeling of successfully completing a task, especially when the bar is set high. They want to feel they're doing their highest quality work and are meeting or exceeding expectations. They want to get things done on time and will pretty much do whatever it takes to do so. In fact, they probably can't remember the last time they missed a deadline. They sometimes admit they feel guilty if they aren't giving it their all. They enjoy having ambitions, goals, and having a plan to reach them.
I would add to that, you know, personally from myself, if I set lofty goals and I achieve them, it feels damn good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, excelling feels amazing. Like, there's no other way to explain it other than when you're excelling and you're at the top of your game, like, it's almost like an endorphin rush. You know what I mean? Like, I used to get that from athletics. Now, being I'm a retired athlete at 32, I still got 2 years of eligibility left at the Berg, so, you know, maybe I might come out of retirement, but, you know, I don't know about that, but...
Let me ask you something, Mike. I mean, you had a big achievement. You took 3 years to write a book. Like, you excelled. Like, you pushed through some tough shit. Like, you told me, like, you weren't working out that much. You were sitting at Starbucks 24/7, like, trying to get this book out. Tell me that feeling of excelling and what that, like, took to push through to get to that.
Like, you could ask George Oberdorster, who I was sharing an office with at the time, and the day I actually got this book physically in my hands and the UPS guy brought it up to the office, like, ask George, like, I pulled it out and it far exceeded my expectations. Like, I expected it to be awesome, but when I had it in my hands, like, literally, honestly, and I'm speaking truthfully, like, I was probably like a giddy little boy. Like, I was like, dude, I was wrapped up in all sorts of emotion. I felt amazing. I was like, George, you got to take pictures of me with this, you know? Like, I'm holding it. I'm proud. Like, I felt like I had succeeded. I was excelling at a high level. I set a goal. I took a long-ass time to get it done because it took a long time to get it to where I wanted it to be. But that was my definition of excelling. Yeah. You know, and it's still not where I want it to be. Obviously, I want this book all the way across the world. It's not there yet, but I'm not going to give up on that. Yeah, no, I love it, man. I love it. You exceeded your expectations for yourself, I think, in the book, man. You did a great job with it. All right. Go buy it. It's michaelstull.com. Yeah, go buy it. michaelstull.com. It'll be in the show notes. The show notes. Yeah, the show notes. Check them out. Number 3, excitement. Those strongly driven by this motivator want some sense of adventure and at least a little risk in their work. No one ever accused them of being boring or shirking opportunities to put themselves out there, and they get frustrated quickly by stale routines. I think this is me, man. Like, I do not like to go in and do the same damn thing every single day. I think I would just go crazy. I have to have something that comes up, but it's exciting for me to take on something new or big or something that I don't know if it's going to work or not. Like, I just throw stuff out there, like, every day, you know, and that's why I think I get such a high, like, off of doing Facebook Live and, you know, getting on the show and putting our podcast out there and putting my work out into the world, because it's like, it's exciting. Like, I don't know if people are going to be like, that totally sucked. I don't know if people are going to be like, that was the greatest stuff ever. And you know what? Like, to me, it doesn't even matter, really, because it's I'm motivated by the excitement of what could happen. Who knows? Right. No matter what people say, that will never deter me. But the excitement of just the unknown and the risk of it, of putting yourself out there, taking your shirt off on freaking podcasts and stuff, is like, whatever, dude. It's like, whoa, like, it's cool, man. One thing I forgot to mention in the previous one about excelling, which you just mentioned right now, is I used to get that feeling of excelling in athletics, but now, like, for instance, I find that same giddy and excitement on public speaking. Yeah. When I used to be deathly afraid of it, but now, like, when you go Facebook Lives and you're public speaking, like, there is some sort of an excitement about that you are excelling and you're putting yourself out there. I wrote in my notes too, we talk a lot about business with this, but You know, I don't want a boring health and fitness routine either.
Right.
I don't want to go to the gym and do the same shit over and over again. That's the definition of insanity, and you expect different results, and it's not going to happen. So it's important for people to switch it up at the gym and find the best workout and exercise and diet program that is sustainable for you, you're excited about it, and you can excel at it and keep it going at a high level.
Yeah, and just like a quick tip, like, and Mike knows this better than me, but I did get like bored of my workout routine. So now every other week we switch it up. We go in, we do super heavy. The next week we do super light, more reps, and then the next week we time it, because it was just like becoming mundane. So
like
that could be something that you guys could implement in your workout routines if you kind of do the same thing, work out the same muscles, just kind of switch it up, because it is exciting to switch it up. Man, I love that. I love it. I'm super excited.
And one last thing I wanted to mention too is I think that's why entrepreneurs become entrepreneurs, is because of the excitement. They don't want to go in and do the same damn shit over and over again and get in this monotonous, stale routine working for someone else's goals, you know, and maybe there's no excitement, there's no opportunity to excel, there's no challenges. I mean, we're going right down the list of these motivators. So again, I think you know, entrepreneurs are inspired by a challenge and the excitement of pursuing their goal. Yeah, they don't know when they're going to achieve it, but deep down in their heart, they know they're going to achieve it at some point in time.
Yeah, you know, it's so true. And if you're an entrepreneur, an employee, like, tell your boss, like, look, I need some excitement around here. Like, what can I do differently? Like, treat yourself, like, to go and have that conversation, unless your boss is told dick, but then he's not a good leader. So.
And that's being the best on where you're at. And sometimes I've needed to remind myself of that, where I'm still not where I want to be, but I need to be the best at where I'm at right now,
exactly.
so that I can get to where I want to be, instead of feeling sorry for myself. If you're working a real job but you're trying to be an entrepreneur, then you do need to go to your boss and maybe be like, you know, is there other things that I could do to challenge myself, make more money, grow individually?
Yeah, because I don't want to just like say everybody should be an entrepreneur. It's not for everybody, but I want everybody to feel motivated and fulfilled, you know? Right. The next one on here is family. People motivated by family want their loved ones to be proud of them, and they know that they'll always be there for them. They try to make family a high priority, which means balancing home and work time. Their greatest goal is to leave a legacy of love. That's deep.
You know, this family one is pretty big, because I think that both you and I are trying to balance the act of being a successful businessman, being successful in our health, being successful in our marriages, you know, keeping in contact with close friends. It's hard to balance that. But, you know, I always tell, like, my wife, I say, I am doing what I'm doing just as much for her as I am myself. You know, like, I would want nothing more than to make millions of dollars and say one day I buy a brand new F-150 and I ship that damn thing and deliver it straight to my parents' house, and my dad comes home from work. He's been working, if you've ever drank out of an aluminum can, my dad probably made it. He's been on the maintenance crew making aluminum cans, fixing the machines for like Sprite and Pepsi and all those places. He comes home from a hard day of work and he has a brand new F-150 truck in the driveway, and I said, Dad, I just wanted to give you that gift. So dude, it's more than just about me. It's about my family. I want to be able to go out to dinner and not look at the menu and I have you and Therese and George and Sean and other, you know, couples that I'm friends with, and I want to be like, you know what, guys, I genuinely, it's on me tonight.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, it's not because I want to show off.
No.
It's because I want to take care of the people around me.
I want to give back. Yeah,
I want to give back. I
know.
want, like, when I make it, when you make it, like, everyone in my circle is going to make it, because, like, I want to share that with everyone. So that's how I feel about family.
And, you know, and you're exactly right. When you make it to the top, like, you want to have those people to share that with. You do. And family is like the people who are usually always there for you, you know. And if you can't choose your family, but I mean, and we'll go into friendship. I don't want to like go too far, but I mean, like,
I already went into that.
But yeah, but it's okay. I mean, it's fine, because like you're exactly right, dude. Like, I always think about that. I'm always like, man, oh man. Like, I saw this YouTube video. I forget the guy's name right now, but anyway, he bought his dad a brand new Corvette. And like they filmed it, and like the emotion behind it, I started getting like choked up. I was like, I want to be able to do that. Like, I really want to be able to do that for my family. or some, like even my wife, like man, oh man, would be awesome to like buy her dream car like one day and be like, this is for you,
Right,
you know, here's the keys, like it would be
and that's
awesome.
and it feels good to give. So like really, like, you know, and the people that are pursuing your dreams and goals right now, if you're watching or listening to this, like, I'm sure you can relate to that, where like, yeah, I have my personal aspirations for myself, you know, like there's things I want to do personally for me. I've always been a goal-oriented, driven person, but like now that I'm married and like I want to have kids and whatnot, like you're a prime example, dude. Like, dude, you're trying to do epic shit with your life so that baby Benson has opportunities and is inspired by his dad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I want to leave a legacy. I want to
It's not like you're
going to
hand that shit over to him, but you know, you want to be a good example for him and provide a good life that allows him to have opportunities to go out and do what that boy or a girl?
Boy.
I don't want to say he or she. So he can go out and do whatever the hell he wants to do with his life. And I'm going to be the godfather of the child, so I got to do it too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to baby Benson.
Baby Benson. Hey, there will be no shortage of motivational videos for him to watch.
Oh my God. He's probably going to get sick of us.
Never. All right, you're on the next one.
All right, I'm up next. Next on the list is friendship. Those strongly driven by the desire for quality friendships put great emphasis on developing close relationships both in their personal life and at work. Their network of connections is important to them, and they feel good knowing people rely on them to help out and keep confidences. Being trusted is highly rewarding, and it's important for them to feel this is mutual and that they can trust their colleagues.
Dude, you know, I am so motivated by friendship, I can't tell you, because I believe that loyalty, you know, with your friends is so huge. And I also think, like, as we're getting older, you really realize how important your circle of friends are. You know, even when you get, like, married and your family will always kind of be there, but, like, the friends that you have in your life that will always have your back, and just, like, people you can call that are outside, like, that you need to have friends as you get older, and you need to have a network and strong relationships with people, and you really realize how, you know, I guess just like important that is when you're going through life. Because if you don't have friends, like, it can be lonely, like it can be tough, you know. I think about a lot of my like entrepreneurial friends. I think about you like all the time. I'm like, oh my God, like how many times have we had like bad days and been like, let's go Chipotle, bro? Like, oh my God,
let's
I need
have
like,
a drink.
Yeah, like I need a freaking break, man. Like, help me. Like I don't want to go home and bitch to my wife about it, because it's like, okay, she's heard enough. And it's like, so having the close friends is so important. And I think people, I don't know, sometimes I think we get so busy. Don't be too busy for your friends. Reach out, like call your friends, like text your friends, like go out to dinner, like make plans with your friends, even if it's once a month or every other month. Like make it a priority to keep the friendships in your life. That's, you know.
I need to get better at that.
We all do. We all do.
I need to get better at that, because I get so focused on work and all this other things. I got to go to the gym, whatever, you know, that I forget to call people. But one thing I wanted to mention, which is kind of funny about friendship, is like the other day I get a text message from Brian at like, I don't even know what time it was, like maybe like 6:30 in the morning or 7, and it was really random, but it said something like, bro, just as a reminder, you resemble the 5 closest people that you spend the most time with. Don't forget that. And I'm like, damn, dude, it's like 6:30 in the morning, but he's serious about this, like, you know, like surrounding yourself with the right people that motivate you and inspire you, you know. So I mean, that is a very serious thing. So I just figured I'd share that Brian wakes me up every morning with some sort of a serious text message where it's too damn early to be thinking that deep.
I'm at the gym early, sorry. All right, let's talk about impact, and I know Mike's going to crush this one because we both are so into making an impact. So those who are highly impact-driven want to know they are doing work that is important. They often feel a sense of destiny and that they are supposed to do something that will create positive change in the world, and they are usually willing to lead out and become and can become frustrated. I can't read out loud. And become frustrated if they don't see positive outcomes from their efforts.
I like this one. I think impact is the main reason why someone becomes an entrepreneur, because honestly, what's your impact? What are you doing? Are you going through the motions? Are you half-assing things? Are you laying down at night and you didn't inspire, motivate? You didn't do a damn thing during the day, but go and work and go through the motions? Like, you know, I laugh because my my Uncle Rick, he always says that he wants on his tombstone, I told you I wasn't feeling well. And that always makes me think about what I want on my tombstone. And like you brought that up too. Like, what do you want on there? Like, what? That's deep.
Yeah.
You know, and like what they put on your tombstone or your what do you call it? The eulogy.
Yeah. Right. Your own eulogy.
So it's like for me, like impact is everything. Like that's why I've always wanted to be in a leadership position, because I want to leave an impact. I don't want to waste the time that I've been given. I want to manage myself, like what Brian says, within my time that I have. And at the end of the day, I want to feel like I have skin in the game and I am making marks everywhere I go in some shape or form.
Yeah.
You know, putting dents in things.
No, I agree, man. I mean, what's your story going to be? What legacy? What, you know, we're all sitting here writing chapter after chapter after chapter, but at the end, like, what is your story going to end with, you know? And I really believe in that exercise, and maybe that should be the challenge later for today, but it's like, write your own eulogy. What do you want people to say about you at the end of your life? Because that's the only thing that's going to matter. It's not about your awards, it's not about the riches, it's not about the fame, it's not about anything else. At the end of your life, the only thing left of you, it doesn't matter your skin color, it doesn't matter what, you know, what your sexual preference was, it doesn't, none of that will ever matter. You will die and that will be it. So the only thing that will matter is what the memories of the people that care about you. That's it. Plain and simple.
Drop the mic on that.
I'm done. Make an impact.
Man.
Make an impact.
Wow. All
Sorry,
right. Okay, so next is money. For those strongly driven to earn a good deal of money, it's too simple to say they're just materialistic or greedy. For these people, how much they earn is often a way to keep score with the world and a confirmation of their personal value and their contributions. For some, they see compensation as a source of validation, safety, and a responsibility to fulfill their potential. For others, money may be a source of freedom and empowerment. And before you do yours, I will honestly say, for me, I'm not a very materialistic person. Now, there are some materialistic things that I would like to buy at some point in time. I've already purchased a few along the way relative to where I'm at. But for me, money is not about validation for me. It is about freedom.
Yeah.
Like what 100%. I said earlier, I'm not going to go and buy 10 houses if I had $200 billion. I honestly wouldn't. I might have one or two, but I'm saying I want to be able to walk into a restaurant and not care about the pricing. You know what? I'd like to buy for you, you know, or whatever. You know, I want to go on a spontaneous trip. It's freedom for me. It's not materialistic.
No, we just share that in common so much, is that like it, you know, I always think about this, like every time I go out to the bar and have drinks with my friends, like I always think, how great would that be to be able to just buy my friends a round of frickin' beers and not even like look at my bank account the next day and be like, oh shit, I spent like $75.
And it's not because you want to say, hey, you guys, I can buy beer. It's because you feel good when they take a sip of a frickin' cold-ass brew.
Yeah, I know.
You know
I do, man. And you know what? It's like, it is. I want, financial freedom is probably my biggest motivator. That is what I want. When somebody asks me, what do you want in your life? I say, I want financial freedom. Because I want to do what I want, when I want, however I want. And I think that's very, very important. But I also think making more is going to allow you and I to serve more. Because the more we make, the more we'll be able to post this other places other than just Facebook Live and our YouTube. Like, we'll be able to get on the radio and television and get out there like some of our competitors. Like, and that's what I think is so important, is like, this is going to allow us, the more money we can bring in, the more we can reinvest and serve bigger, better audiences.
Exactly. The more money we make, we're allowed to reach more people like you to help you. You know, so it's reinvesting back into our business so that we can pay it forward and reinvest in you guys. So yeah, it provides freedom for you know, leisure, but it provides freedom to grow your business so that you can serve more people and again make an impact. You know, and excel and you know, feel challenged and have a purpose. The one thing I will say though is Brian and I, we're not going to sit here and lie to you guys that we don't want materialistic possessions, because I'll be the first to tell you that. Brian and I, we like to storytell and come up with these lofty scenarios. And we both are a huge fan of Lamborghinis. We love Lamborghini cars, and so we come up with stories and we're like, bro, imagine if we like roll up in our Lambos, and the doors fly open, and like pigeons are flying out and shit, and we get out and we're just savages, you know? Like, we think of lofty shit like that, and it's kind of funny to talk about, but it's like, we truly, like, I would love to buy a Lamborghini someday. Not to be like, oh, I got a Lamborghini, but because I love the vehicle and I want to drive it. And you know what? I want my family, like, I want my mom and dad to ride in one. They never rode in one. And I know it would make them feel awesome to be like, oh my gosh, Michael, you worked hard for this. Yeah, now I get to enjoy it too.
That's what I wanted to say. When you were saying that, that's the biggest thing I thought about. I was like, not because we want to show off, but because we worked our fucking asses off for it. I just said the F-bomb, sorry.
Yeah, there it goes again.
Because we worked our asses off for it. That's just the reality. I mean, that's what I want. That would mean so much to me, and I think that it's a massive, massive motivator for a lot of people. And you know, and it's not for materialistic things. It's because we want to really give back. Like, we just want to give back to more people.
Right.
At the end of the day, bro. So let's go on to the next one. Is pressure. Under pressure. Dun, 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 dun. Those highly motivated by pressure tend to believe that stressful situations bring out the best in them. That they do some of their best work when deadlines are looming over and they are asked to multitask. Some might admit that they do require a push now and then from supervisors to get started. The kind of external pressure helps them focus, and they get satisfaction from the adrenaline rush of having to put the pedal to the metal. Lamborghini.
Blasting through those gears. I like this pressure one because I've always done pretty well under pressure. I think adding a little bit of pressure adds the sense of urgency. Like I always say, like the one quote says, back yourself up against a wall where, you know, you have no option other than to succeed because you know what the consequences would be. You know, so I think adding a little bit of pressure to the situation definitely helps. It does. It adds a sense of urgency. Now, some people are not really good under pressure and they crack under pressure, but the more you put yourself in pressure situations, I believe that the more confident you will get. When in Rome, you know, get comfortable with that. Get comfortable being uncomfortable and having some pressure on you so you can catapult, baby, all the way up to them goals.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, this is so weird, but sometimes I actually like to visualize that I am under pressure. Like when I have things, like maybe there's not deadlines, but I love to just feel like, holy shit, I better do this or it's over. Like,
well, and you
thrive
can speak
or die.
From an athletic perspective on that too.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like I always, I mean, the pressure, it just, there's something about it that I like that feeling. I don't know, maybe it's just like, it is what it is.
I guess pressure almost, I guess, creates a little bit of desperation.
Yeah,
almost,
yeah.
But it's a good desperation / sense of urgency. You know, like I used to, for athletically, I used to, and our coach would have us do it, you know. He would make us run line drills until we could barely breathe, and then he would choose one of us to go out onto the free throw line while all of us were on the baseline. I'm tired of shit.
Oh,
the pressure's on. He says, if you can sink 2 in a row, we're done. If you miss one, get your ass back on the line. The entire team is running. So I knew that, dude, I had to make this. There was a sense of urgency. There was pressure. I wanted to do it for my teammates. I wanted to do it for myself. So, of course, you're really locking it down, and it means that much more because of that pressure.
I know. And that's what I think is, at the end of the day, like, that's what it is, that pressure that, man, this is going to mean so much. This means more. And then I think you put your best foot forward, you try harder, and I don't know, maybe that's what it is. But I like it, man. The pressure. We got 2 more here. 2 more!
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
All right, alrighty. Purpose. Those driven strongly by purpose long to be a part of something bigger than just themselves. They like being an integral part of a group or organization they admire, and they want to get behind a cause that they believe in. Not only do they long for deeper meaning in their work, but they also want to be aligned with a stronger vision and mission, and to feel that they are significantly contributing to it. I mean, this is kind of right along the lines of impact.
Yeah, you know? I mean, it really is. And you know, I get it, like, and I think we all do, and I don't know how much we need to hit this one over the head. Like, you need to have a purpose. I think that's what gets you up in the morning.
It's our podcast.
Huh? Oh yeah, this is our podcast. We can say whatever the hell we want to say.
Okay. No, but what I wanted to say was, like,
I'm going Bucci
we
here.
can't add more to the impact portion, but for purpose, you know, it says those driven strongly by purpose long to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So for me, Brian and I, we started this podcast because, dude, we wanted to create a movement, a significant movement across the globe where people push the limits in business, life, and health. So it's not just about me and you. We wanted to be a part of something so much bigger, which is our purpose of the Unstoppable Pursuit podcast. So for those that are watching and listening, thank you so much, you know, for giving us purpose and for helping us continue this. And validating this and helping us continue our mission and our vision forward, because you are just as important to this as we are to have it every single week. Yeah,
I mean, when somebody tells me, like, man, thanks for that. Like you know, you've seen the reviews and on the you know, on the iTunes. Which thank you everybody who's commented and reviewed our iTunes. And you know, like my one buddy, he mentioned something to me the other day. He's in my mastermind group, and he was just like, dude, I just love how practical it is, and that was like, that was the fulfillment. I'm like, that's my purpose right there. I'm doing what I'm doing this. Like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Is like helping people. Is like. It was like that feeling of like, I'm fucking doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
That's what it felt like to me.
Right. No, and thank you to those that have messaged us and sent us private inboxes, because we don't share those as often as what we should, but it really kind of strikes a chord with us when we get something from someone saying, hey, like, I love your guys' approach or your perspective, or I love the transparency, I like the examples, all that stuff, because we want to relate to you guys and we want you to relate to us, so we're in this together, which leads to our next and final.
All right, you guys know this. If you guys follow Mike on Snapchat, you will know the teamwork makes the dream work, baby. All right, those who are especially driven by working in teams believe that they tend to do their best work when we pool our talents, and they enjoy being a central bonding agent and figure out how people can complement one another. They typically enjoy the sense that they're collaborating and dislike it when anyone on the team tries to take too much credit or grab the spotlight. A key driver to their performance is that they don't want to let their teammates down, and they tend to feel very strongly, and that it's important to keep promises, respect others' ideas, and be dependable. Damn, I love teamwork, man. Teamwork makes it dream.
And what's your quote that you put on Facebook on that picture too?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
If you want to get there fast, do it alone. If you want to get there fast, do it alone. If you want to be like stay in it for the long run, do it with the team. Yeah,
it was by John Wooden, who's one of the greatest, arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time.
He can't say anything stupid.
No. Whatever he said, read that quote. Just look up teamwork, John Wooden, you'll find it. But that's exactly right. I mean, he was. You know what? He won 11 championships with UCLA when he was there. And when I was listening to this podcast about it, think about that. He did not have the same players every single year. These guys would go on to the NBA, they'd leave, you know. How do you do that? You know, he did something that was very remarkable, but he had everybody believing it, and what everybody talked about was like he walked the talk, you know. He whatever he said, he was actually doing, and he got these guys to believe in each other so much. And actually, this is kind of going to be a really weird story, but this is what I heard.
Brace yourselves, people.
Brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves. If you're driving right now, listen, you might want to pull over to the side of the road.
This is going to be a really weird story, but when I was in college, my assistant coach came up to me, and we weren't acting very team-like. And he told me this story. He said, you know, guys, back in the day, the Trojan warriors, these guys actually made love to each other. Seriously, he told me this. Maybe he's lying to me. But he told me this because he said then they care about each other more. He said they would die for one another because you would die for somebody that you love. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Don't get weird on me.
I understand what you're saying.
It's getting out of control. I get that, but I'm just trying to say, like...
I mean, they were probably giving each other, like, massages.
Yeah, I'm sure it was just... Miss Guzzi.
Oh,
I know that was weird, but it's the fact that, like, if you wanna really, the teamwork is so important. I mean, I just can't even, like, express it and encourage it enough. I know, like, when my kid's born, like, I'm gonna push him into team sports as much as possible because I see what it's done for me and others. Like, go on, this is your thing, but
I was just gonna say, the only thing I have to add to that is, in teamwork, to be an effective team, everyone's got to be drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use your line because, Brian and I talk about, like, businesses and stuff, and, like, we'll say, like, yeah, they're all drinking the Kool-Aid. That's why they're freaking doing so amazing.
Yeah.
It's because they're all drinking the damn Kool-Aid that the leader's making, and they're getting shit done, So teamwork, right here, like, they don't want to let their teammates down. Like, I don't want to let you down on this podcast.
We can't.
I don't want to let you down on speaking engagements. No matter what we pursue through this platform, I don't want to let you down. So teamwork's very important.
Yeah, and then, by the way, just bringing that up, and I know, hey, look, this is our podcast. We're promoting ourselves. Mike and I, 2017, you better believe it. We're speaking. We're going into companies. We're talking about all this stuff, helping companies get more motivated, helping employees build their leadership, their attitude, and really just getting in there and helping people perform at their highest level in business, life, and health.
That's right. And one thing I wanted to mention before we get into the challenge and the health tip for this particular segment is we do have a new Instagram page for the Unstoppable Pursuit movement, where we have our teaser videos, we have motivational quotes. Get on there, follow us on Unstoppable Pursuit on IG, Instagram.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's good. Those are the plugs. Now we're going to get into the challenge. And this challenge, actually, I asked my brother, I was like, what should we do? This is about motivation. And he just randomly said, why don't you just challenge people to give 3 compliments a day for 3 days? And I was like, that's kind of interesting. It's not exactly in line with, like, motivation, but you know what? Like, you never know what a compliment can do for somebody, and it may motivate them.
I was just going to say.
To do something. So the challenge is really just, like, try to give a compliment a day for 3 days, or 3 compliments for 3 days. Like, do it. Try to just compliment people, because you don't know, once you say something to somebody, what that could do for their day and how that could that could change someone's mindset and belief in an instant. Yep. Do it up. All right, give us a health tip. Give us a health. I got a healthy.
Health tip for today is to make love to every single one of your teammates.
Woo!
I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. The health tip is actually we need to what's called deload, meaning we're always going really hard, really strong in the gym for long periods of time. Like, let's say you've gone 12 weeks, balls to the wall, you are pushing yourself, you're lifting heavy weights. You need to build in what's called a deload period, where you kind of lighten the intensity, the duration, the volume, the resistance, and deload. And I hate to say it, but kind of half-ass it for 2 or 3 weeks, where you're letting your body kind of recover, your central nervous system recover, because you can't go all out 365 days a year. Like, the body does get a little stressed, so we need to build in that rest component. So you build in what's called deload periods, where for me, every probably 10 to 12 weeks, I take about a week or 2 where I go into the gym and I cut down on volume, I cut down on the weight, I cut down on the intensity. I just break a sweat, I foam roll, I stretch my body out, get my blood moving. I'm still pushing weight, but probably about 50 to 60, maybe 70% of what my 100% maximum is.
Interesting.
Okay, so give it a try.
I've never heard of that before.
Yep.
You learn something new every day if you're not a lifelong learner, then I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, hey, thank you for joining Facebook. We love you. Thank you, everybody. Gosh, we are just so blessed. Please comment, share, review. Check us out on iTunes. Check us out on IG. Check it out. All right, thank you so much, and we'll check you all on the next episode.